Welcome to the Atmosphere Sessions. I'm Erica, and this is the series where I talk about home and style and how those little decisions can affect how we feel in our everyday lives. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that's near and dear to my heart, that is winter. I love winter, but I fully understand that I'm in the minority here. So today, I'm going to give you some redesign tips that can help you get through January so that winter feels lighter and easier. And we're talking about redesign, not redecorating, but redesign. So we're using what you already have. Stay tuned if you're a summer lover. I'm going to give you some tips to get you through this season. Now, I don't know about you, but I dearly love the winter holiday season. I'm always so sad when New Year's Day comes and goes and you're sort of back to everyday life and that everyday routine. But there is also something so fresh and cleansing about putting all of the holiday decorations away and sort of starting the year with a blank slate. At least that's what your house feels like when you get all of the stuff put away and have your home back to its normal environment. But this is also a time when people who don't love winter start to feel a little down because it's still many months until summer and we're going to have to get through some of these cooler months before we get there. So today we're going to talk about redesign tips that can help you infuse a little bit of that summer energy into your home. We're not going to spend any money and it's going to be a lot of fun. I don't love summer. It's my least favorite season of the year. However, there are things that I do love about that sort of seasonality. And one of the very first things is the amount of light that we get. Obviously, winter, it's a little bit darker. The days are much shorter. I wake up very early in the morning, 5 o'clock, 5:30. And so I love it when I wake up and it's already daylight outside. It makes me feel like I'm energized. I'm ready to start my day. So the first thing we're going to talk about is how to use light to really make you feel a little bit more like those longer days are right on the horizon. In winter, light really becomes a design tool. And the very first thing you can do that's so simple is rearrange the furniture in your main living area so that it's positioned to get all of that light and natural sunshine coming in from the windows. So if you've got a seating area of some sort, a living room, a family room where you spend a lot of time, think about the arrangement in that room and ask yourself if there's some tweaks you can make to actually feel like you're looking outdoors more, to bring more of the outdoors inside and to get closer, physically closer to that light. You'll be amazed at how much of a difference that makes when you really just move a seating area around and focus on the light. Focus on sitting in an area where you're going to get that maximum exposure. Make sure to open every shade and clear those visual obstructions and try to see if you can change the way your room is arranged. I guarantee you will feel different in a room that's got a different furniture arrangement always, but especially in this case where you're trying to really focus on the light. This is one of the easiest redesign shifts you can make, and it does not cost a penny. Now we're going to lighten our layers as our next redesign move. And a lot of times we're naturally doing this. As I said before, when you're putting away all of the holiday decorations, your space almost feels bare by the time that you're done. But we're going to take that even one step further. We're going to focus on one surface or even one room in your home, and we're going to look for opportunities to lighten it up visually. That could mean bringing in lighter textiles. Some people will actually change their window treatments from season to season. So instead of something heavy, like I've got some black velvet curtains behind me, perhaps you could do something that's sheer, that's got a little bit more of a transparent feel to it, so that again, more of that light is coming in. Maybe it's not the curtains, maybe it's just a simple throw on a chair or your sofa. Perhaps it's just about accessories. Instead of using dark wood accessories, maybe you bring in some lighter wood accessories or something that feels more organic, like bamboo or anything that's got a stone element to it. That can sometimes feel very light and airy as well, ironically. Anything that feels like the outdoors is naturally going to bring that outdoor space into your home. And when you do that, you start to feel like nature is a part of what is happening in your everyday life. So look for opportunities to bring those lighter materials or some of the organic materials or nature-focused accessories into your space. You don't need to go full coastal. You don't need to start bringing in all of your summer decor. It's just pieces here and there, and we still want the room to feel light visually, so don't overdo it. Most of the time, the problem is not that we don't have the right things. It's simply that everything is competing for your visual attention. This next tip is one of my favorites. It's coming up with your signature seasonal shift. Now, for me, after the holidays are over, the one thing I always have to have in my home is a bouquet of white tulips. White to me feels light and airy and like a breath of fresh air, and tulips really signify spring. That's when tulips naturally blossom. And so those tulips to me tell my brain that spring is on the way. I love the freshness and the starkness of white almost against white because you've got the snowy backdrop, but I love the feel of white tulips in the winter. So ask yourself, what's one seasonal shift you could make every year that would signify to your brain that spring or summer is on the way? Maybe it's a big bowl of oranges on your kitchen counter. That feels like summer. That feels like citrus. That feels like laying on the beach somewhere. Sometimes, speaking of scent, the easiest and quickest way to cue your brain that a new season is on the way is through a smell. So whether that is, again, that citrus that brings your brain to the summer months. I have a friend that always has something coconut smelling in her house because she loves the summer, and that to her smells like beach time. Think about a scent that you could use that would shift your brain. One seasonal signature shift is all you need to make you feel like winter's a little bit easier to tolerate and easier to get through. So think about what does that the quickest for you and incorporate it into your everyday life. Remember, you can do all of this without buying anything new. I bought the tulips, so I did actually purchase those to bring into my home. But other than that, these are all super easy, free shifts that you can make that will change the way you look at your home visually, and then also the way you feel in your home. It's important to give yourself those little cues that summer is on the way if you're a person that has a really difficult time making it through the winter. Remember to enjoy the things that you do love about this time of year. You don't need to rush through the season. Perhaps you just need to live in it a little bit differently. Don't forget to join me next week for the Atmosphere sessions. And if you are interested in getting my free 5 fast fixes for an atmosphere edit in your own home, be sure to click the link that I'm going to include in the show notes below, and I will send that right over to you. Thanks for following along, and I will see you guys next week.